And we are back.
With 1 cup of coffee and 1 emptied bladder.
We took a small break real quick. Oops.
Real quick.
Just to stand up,
stretch a little bit.
Move our stuffs.
Yeah.
I definitely gotta, oops, as I'm saying it, I gotta jump when he's down there.
Oop.
And then jump.
Oh,
how do I?
I'm trying to remember the talking point that I was going over last time. I know it had to do with quick looks and giant bomb, but now I can't remember the point I was going to talk about. So sorry guys. If I remember, I'll kind of let you know. But other than that,
go through here? Haha! Cheated
reminded
it.
me that I'm glad I did my laundry yesterday.
Yeah, I gotta play with that laundry dryer because it rocks and rolls around.
Yeah, it loves to.
Well, if you gotta load it right too.
Yeah, and I've tried to load it correctly, but sometimes it just goes crazy in there. I mean, I heard that the other night. I'm like, and I've tried, and I'll move things around and stuff. And it always just seems to be like.
What's your guys' favorite episode? Pull a little Game Grumps thing. What's your guys' favorite episode of 10 More Minutes? You gonna do the kid voice? I really liked it when they talked about laundry. I love that bit from them. Oh my god.
I love it when they get very political. I love when they talk about introspective topics and things like that have to do with Billy and Timmy.
Oh man. Evidently guys, we are just rip off Game Grumps.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite comment lately.
Yeah.
We've occasionally been, because, I mean,
Fuck, why did I do that?
I grew up liking Eagle Raptor stuff, and I grew up liking that kind of stuff, and I kind of fell off that channel for a long time, but I love it when people...
I shouldn't have jumped then.
When people come in like, you guys are Game Grumps ripoffs. Like, wait, what? You mean the thing that other people do, like the thousands of Let's Play channels? Okay, buddy. You were inspired to draw by this other person. Like, no, I was actually inspired to draw by myself, but okay.
You inspired yourself, Sam? That's not a thing that can happen.
I was inspired, you're right. I was inspired by other artists that are much older, like Bruce Timm and Gendy Tartakovsky, which Samurai Jack, Batman animated series, Looney Tunes, you know, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I love when like, it happens very rarely, but occasionally, like, you guys are ripping someone else off. You mean the thing that thousands of other people do?
Whoa.
And talk on the internet? You mean...
It's like, we have a Let's Play. Okay, what else do you like? You have fun while doing it. Okay. You don't have face cam. Yeah, we're cheap.
Yeah,
and it's
cheap.
It's our ugly faces. Like,
do you really want to see that? I don't. I don't want to see my face all the time. I love the idea that it's just a cartoon representing me. Like we said about sleuthing,
and also,
if you really try, you can find stuff about me and Chris. You won't find anything on Mike, though.
Yeah, that ain't gonna
fucking
happen.
Enigma, that man.
The cartoon avatars, because Sam's a fucking artist.
Yeah.
You dummies.
You could try MySpace, but I heard everything got deleted off MySpace.
No, that was only the music.
Oh.
It was like 12 years of music got deleted off of MySpace.
That's
which, thank God.
Something on the internet.
Joking.
Something on the internet can't stand the test of time.
Yeah. Some things shouldn't really. Oh, I gotta do that a lot faster.
Some things are best forgotten.
Yeah, but the Game Grumps, like correlations and stuff. Oops, I gotta hang out at the top there.
Most of the time we get good comments like, you guys are discount Game Grumps. And then others we'll get, you guys are discount Game Grumps. Like,
yeah.
Tone's very different in that approach.
It's like, we mentioned it before, like, Game Grumps is a fucking huge inspiration for us. So, and we openly, like, joke about them and use our favorite bits from them. Like, we don't make it our own. Like, hey, what was your favorite episode of 10 More Minutes? I loved it when they fucked off and ripped off a Game Grumps bit. It's like, no, we say it every time.
Yeah, if I tell a Bill Burr joke or I tell a John Mulaney joke, I'm gonna give credit to John Mulaney because I didn't come up with that. That was their bit. That's their piece of comedy. Mm-hmm. But I found it funny enough to like, okay, as long as you give credit. It's kind of like the thing with artists. As long as you give credit to where you got it, it's not stealing anymore. Now,
it's paying homage or being like, what do I do here?
Yeah.
What the fuck do I do there?
I mean, life is full of references. I'm a constant SpongeBob meme in a lot of ways.
A lot of them are like, why don't you do something original? It's like, yeah, because there's a fuck ton of those around, right?
Yeah.
Fuck ton of original ideas. You know, why don't you reinvent the wheel? It's like,
no matter what you do, you're always going to be compared to someone. And that's something I had to get over as
I think it's good. Honestly, like when you said, like, discount Game Grumps, and then they say a thing that they like. It's like, it's a compliment. We take that as a compliment, honestly.
I think a lot of people, it's something that you got to get over the hump too, is people are always going to refer you to something that they know because it's something that they can base that knowledge of. And usually if they're like, oh, this looks like that character, or this looks like you guys kind of sound like those guys, it's typically something that they enjoy. Now, occasionally you get the comments like, I designed a character back and they're like, oh, this looks like Dante. Do something original. It's like a character with white hair and a club. I mean,
Sephiroth looks like Dante.
It's like, I mean, yeah, this character, if you mash Dante and Sephiroth together, like, technically, yeah, he kind of looks like that, but there's tons of white-haired protagonists. There's nothing I can do. Dante's a really popular character.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at Dante's designs, like, I'm sure you could find something that happened before Dante where they're like, this looks like something else.
Oops. I gotta fall down on that one.
And that was
100%. Well, it's like white hair. Oh, so original, right? It's like, it's white hair, man. Like,
there's only so many colors. I did, it is something that I tend to, I like to use multiple color hairs, kind of like how anime does it in a lot of ways. Not for the sole fact that it's more interesting. I know I've had certain people are like, well, why didn't you just give them brown hair? It's like, because brown's boring. Everyone has brown hair. Every
protagonist in video games has brown hair.
And I know that, like, I've had
kind of like how you gave me black hair in my avatar and I have brown hair.
Yeah, I mean, but I think when I think of your hair, it's dark.
Yeah,
it's such a dark brown that, like, I see it more as black.
That makes
whereas,
sense.
like, my hair is more brown, so I wanted to differentiate. Like, Mike's hair is technically a dark brown as well.
Oh, fuck.
But it's so close to black that
I shouldn't have got that.
Like, if I wanted to, like, Mike's beard is technically like brownish, dark brownish. Like, it's not black.
Yeah.
But I have to kind of do a differentiation.
I get you. Oops. I got a down dash on that one.
But yeah, there's certain times where, like, someone will be like, oh, why'd you make my character this hair color? And so it's like, well, honestly, it gives your character more contrast. Like, yes, you thought brown would work, and yes, it does kind of, but then the rest of your character design's all brown too, so there's nothing to pop your head out of the blue of everything else. So it's like, I needed to change it, because sometimes there has to be artistic license, and changing hair color makes it easier.
I get you, and I'm no artistic guy, you know?
Yeah.
I don't have all the technical know-how of a lot of art schooling and learning, just like, how do you deal with contrast? How do you balance colors?
And a lot of it's made up, because a lot of my friends would be like, wait a minute, you don't plan out your color schemes? I'm like, no. Like, you don't have a color wheel? And you're just like, no. They're like, well, how do you do your shit then? I was like, well, I look at a character like, I kind of want to make them purple. And I just fuck around until I'm like, well, purple and orange go well together, or purple and green, or like, it's all kind of buried in my subconscious, which sometimes can make it really difficult, but I don't...
Yeah, you can attribute color wheels to memory and not have to.
It's why I'm not painterly, because painters have to set up their stuff and figure out what their color schemes are going to be, because typically they'll either paint it black and white and add color there, or they'll just start painting, and because my stuff is line works, I'll be like, I want this character to be warm colors. Well, what kind of warm colors? Like, I don't know.
Like green and blue and purple.
I'm just gonna guess. Like, I'm gonna make this dragon green. Why? I don't know. What about the rest of his colors? I don't know. I'll figure it out. What colors go well with green? Well, red sometimes goes well, and then it looks like Christmas, and sometimes blue goes well, and that sounds like a thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, I just kind of make it up as I go. I wish when people ask me, like, well, how do you do the thing? I'm like,
how do you do the art?
How do you do the art?
Fuck.
I choose
there's
colors
a fucking
that
jump
look
there.
nice together.
Yeah, I get you.
I imagine when they created this, they're like, it's a purple motif. And maybe they were smart about it. They looked at the color wheel and tried to do all these things. And I know some artists.
It's also dark too, so like they were like, yeah, blue skies. Oops, dark like purpley bricks. You know. The color in this is amazing.
But then they also
much like the music.
And something that's smart about this game is the color design in this game is really well thought out, because they made sure that the foreground stuff is all in warm tones. So it's reds and it's yellows and browns. So it's all warm tones, and then the background is all cool colors. So everything gets offset. So everything immediately flushes to the back, while the warm colors come out to the front.
Yeah. It's smart, especially with the use of light in like Oshiro's area and the dark temple.
And it's something that you have to think about, like,
fuck, I should have grabbed that left wall there.
Love the pixels style in this game. I would much rather have the more 2D animated look, because I think their cuts of like the backgrounds and like the little animation where she's running looks so nice. I would particularly love it if the game looked like that, but the color theory in this and the music are so well done that like it's just a stylistic choice. Like this is still really well done. But yeah, their color theory is definitely top notch, and that can't be said for a lot of games.
I know what you said is going to get misconstrued.
Yes.
In the way of you're like, oh, I don't like the pixel style. Sam means stylistically. the pixel style. He doesn't mean that they did bad pixel art.
No, this is actually really good pixel art.
We were talking in one of the A-rolls in one of the episodes earlier.
Right.
I'm gonna have to include that now. For people's context.
Right. I think we talked about it in depth in another episode, but I don't think I was very explicit. But yes, this is a very well drawn out game. I just always I feel kind of weird and conflicting. We talked about like in episode 3 how there's different stylistic choices. Like it's well done, guys. Like the pixel art is well done. It's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. I just see the other art style that they use for this game and think, man, it'd look really cool if it was 2D animated. I think it would look more consistent, and overall, I think it'd have a better presentation. But I also think that like the color design in this is top notch. Like the choices of color that you use in every level is well done because it is very difficult to make backgrounds and foregrounds stick out. People think, oh, it's easy. It's like, it's actually really complicated, and making it so you constantly know where your character is very challenging. Like they use black lines around Madeline, and they don't use any black lines on any of their artwork in the back, but that's not enough to offset your character. They also chose contrasting color schemes, but yet still managed to make it consistently feel good all the way throughout.
And that's not something a lot of people think about. Like, I didn't check out the black outline around Madeline, you know? I didn't think about that. And then he said it, and I'm like, holy shit, he's fucking right.
Yeah.
But it's so artistically intelligent game design to have that.
And
Why
it's
do
what
I keep
helps
doing
these
this
games
and rushing it?
stand out. It's the little things that usually go the long way. I'm trying to think of a game that is a good contrasting example of bad art, like not bad art design, but art design that could have used a little bit more of polish. Like the games that obviously stand out that is doing really well is like, you look at Hollow Knight, all the characters are drawn with a line. They all have line work on them, or they're contrasting black shapes. That way the painted backgrounds always are offset. You always can tell this is part of the background and this is part of the foreground. Which is, it's a really easy trick, but some people don't do that. And the only other way of going about that is by having contrasting color schemes. But then I want everything to be snow-like. How do you do a snow-like background, but also make sure that your things are separate? Like sometimes you can do by having atmospheric perspective, by having certain things pop out. Like they're using, right here, there's no line work on the backgrounds. Like it's, yes, the blobs are red.
I was gonna say you get the red,
but you're using a white outline around all the edges, a highly contrasted white, so you always know, oh no, I'm not grabbing on the background, I'm grabbing on the foreground. And even though that foreground element is there, because without it, this would look really weird. And you'd be like, that looks wrong.
Damn, I didn't have my jump.
That doesn't look right. But by having those muted tones in the background, it makes it really easy to tell.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Like everything is like, even Oshiro. He's that high contrast white because if they don't make him that tone, he's going to be really hard to tell where he's coming out, and you're already trying to do intensive platforming. And that's one thing that I really appreciate. And it always comes through with games like Hollow Knight or Flint Hook or Celeste. Having great art design is really about really overthinking everything. Because you can make a good game with bad art. I'm trying to think of what point for this is.
You can make a good game with bad art, but it could be better? I don't know.
I think what I'm getting at is games that are really good, you never really understand. You're not really looking at what the artist is doing, but when you really dissect it, you really appreciate the multiple levels of a game like Celeste because of how smart its art direction is. Like, even though I don't particularly love.
Well, it's like you have game makers, and then you have artists, and then you have artistic game makers, and I would say this falls into that camp 100%.
100%. Like, this is a 10 out of 10. Like, even though I don't particularly love the specific pixel style from this, because I love I love the character design of Madeline. I love the character design of Theo. I wish I could see their face. I wish I could see their expression. It's a bit of a bummer that all you kind of have is this like face that has nothing on it. But I also understand that, hey man, it's a stylistic choice and it's also good. It's also well done. And that's, I think, the biggest difference is some people are like, oh, it's shit. It's like, no. Whoa! Too many people are like, oh, this is shitty. It's like, what about this don't you like? Please tell me, because half the time people are like, oh, this is shit, and like they'll be like, why it's shit, but they're not actually doing a good point of articulating what that is.
And it goes back to our previous conversation of,
so I guess you gotta hop on him.
Yeah, if you don't add something to the conversation. What? I thought it was on his head. If you don't add something to the conversation, what are you really doing other than tearing something down?
Yeah.
Damn. I thought I maybe popped on his head and had that jump, but I did it too early.
Maybe if you don't waste that jump popping up and you just let
wait
yourself
a second.
fall.
Ugh. I think I understand how to do it now.
Okay, good. Because I'm just getting hungry. That's all I'm thinking.
It's just, that's how. You gotta wait a second. Dash, jump, dash, head, up, over.
Nice.
There we go. I didn't even need that second crystal.
Good.
Woohoo! That's hard.
You have to hop up and then hit him?
Dash, dash, dash. Oh, damn. It's hard to time it along with timing him.
Yeah.
I wonder if I could just... Ah! I wonder if you can see that.
You might actually be able to do that.
I think I have to get above him.
Yeah, at least
to do. Oh, so you start falling slowly if you don't pixel perfect it.
You have to. Ooh, overshot it a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
I do like that when Oshiro comes back and he reforms himself. You see his skeleton, like that's nice.
Yeah, like the layers form.
Yeah.
Like I said, a game by artist essentially is what it feels like when you're playing this game.
100%. Like they did a fantastic job all around. Like 10 out of 10.
Ah, shit.
Don't want that to be misconstrued. Like game's really good.
I can see someone just getting defensive automatically.
But I can see someone automatically. I hope you listen to the whole conversation to hear what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Because I'm not saying it's bad. Not by any means.
Oh boy. Does he trigger that one? No, he does not. How? This is hard.
Oof, good luck.
How do I... Give me a second, Oshiro. I think I gotta go up, and I think I just gotta...
I think you gotta go up
I think I just
first.
gotta go take it like this. Catch him. I want him to use that one so I don't have to...
I think you're doing it right. You gotta bounce on
on his head. Oh!
And you have your jump.
Fucking Madeline.
Oof.
Yeah, this one's hard. Can I just hang here and then crawl at the last second? Nope.
No.
I definitely have to get up on him. Oof, okay. This is a hardy, man. Whee! Oh, thought I had his fucking big-ass head. It's me in ghost form! No! The way that the dash happens, it slows down time, so you think you're going for it, and I'd never spent enough time on his head. That's gonna get taken out of context. God damn, not enough.
Something that was interesting, I saw a comment, not on one of our videos, but the new Dragon Quest trailer popped out, which looks really, really good.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Fuck. And it was funny because there's always detractors right away. They're like, oh, I don't like it. They should have been more true to Akira's style and done in 2D animation. We have all of Dragon Ball Z, guys. We've seen what Akira's style looks in 2D animation. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. It's not any different. And also, I think that's like one of the best Japanese 3D movies I've seen. It's like it's Pixar level quality where it's like, ooh.
I think it looks really good.
I think it looks super
From the
solid.
little I've seen, it looks amazing.
I think it does a good job of translating his designs into 3D minus the eyes because there's literally no way to translate it without it looking weird. The way that he draws them, it's a 2D only approach. Like there's no way to make that in 3D without it looking bizarre. Want to know how I know that? Go look at the Xenoverse games.
Damn, I thought I was gonna get on his fucking head there.
Look at the Dragon Ball Xenoverse games where they do his eyes in 3D. There's no way, or the jump games.
When you say 3D, do you mean
polygonal?
Not like sitting flat on their faces?
Flat, yeah, not like. So if you look at Dragon Ball Fighters, yes, that's 3D, but it's emulating the 2D style.
God damn it.
Now, which that game looks nice, but pretty much every time Japanese studios tend to do 2D animation on 3D models, look at Berserk, it tends to look bad. It tends to look like garbage. So them changing the designs a little bit while still being true to Akira's designs is, I think, a good approach.
Come on.
Nice, you did it.
There we go. I have no complaints about it. I've only seen just recently the Dragon Quest trailer, and I never played any of the games. So.
I played 8, and then I got to what I thought was the final boss, only to realize this is only halfway point, and I had to grind for 4 hours just to beat this guy.
Oh, it's timed!
I think I'm done. The old Dragon Quest games were, I don't know if they still are, they're notoriously grindy, and that's one thing I don't like about some JRPGs. Like, hey, would you love to grind for hours to beat a boss that's not technically challenging? You just need more HP and more attack power because there's no other way to beat him because you just die to his attacks?
How do I do
That's
this?
fun.
I hate where it's like, oh, you have to grind. And a lot of people are going to be like, Chris, you did a fuck ton of grinding in all these other games. It's like, yeah, because I have time and I'm doing it for a channel for a purpose. I just hate having to grind on my own, like, reasons. God damn me.
Like, I think Darkest Dungeon is a good amount of grinding because that's the core of that game, but I think certain grinding stuff just not fun.
Yeah.
RPGs that I tend to prefer don't have an explicit amount. I think I don't mind grinding a little bit. There's a difference between grinding and then there's grinding. Dragon Quest 8 grinding, not fun. Chrono Trigger grinding, kind of a little fun. But that game I feel like is a nice sweet spot where you never have to grind in that game. You never have to grind in Super Mario RPG if you don't want to. You can, but the game never requires a point. I think that's usually a good balance. Or if you're gonna have some grinding, Darkest Dungeon is a good example. Final Fantasy Tactics is a good example. Don't have to, but if you want to make something a little bit easier, you can go grind for a little bit. But the game is balanced around the fact that you're continually progressing. So as you beat the story, you don't have to.
Yeah, it's right there too.
That is the very end.
Yeah. I did it fucking wrong. I jumped without looking and planning out my shit.
I'm really hungry now. Guess I'll eat my tofu thing that I did.
What'd you do with tofu, man?
I made tofu, mushrooms, green onions, and bell peppers.
That sounds muy delicioso.
It is very good. Almost didn't stick the landing.
I almost did stick the landing.
Yeah, I know, I flubbed that one.
Oh, you flubber. We're
getting to the point of the recording session where Sam's getting tired and getting hungry, so he's word vomiting a little bit.
You got what do you call it? Low blood sugar?
Low blood sugar. I might. All I had today so far is 2 cups of coffee and 2 pieces of toast with peanut butter. I think that's it. And it's now, what time is it?
Good call.
2 o'clock? Yeah.
It's 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock?
Yeah.
Shit.
You gotta fill your tum-tums.
Yeah.
We got one more episode, man. We'll get you through this. We will see you guys next time. Beep, bop, boo.
Oh boy. Look at it.
What do you say? Because we don't have enough time to do a B-side in this recording session.
Does it
Let's go hunt down a crystal heart.
Yeah, we should do that.
For next episode.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I think I like that idea. We will see you guys next time.